Hey guys, this is Jonathan with Outdoor Concepts and Design. If you haven't done yet, please like and subscribe to our channel. So we finished this project a few days ago. At this point, we'd already started taking some stuff out. We got to this job before the drone got there, so all you missed was tearing out some bushes and stuff. We had a crazy couple days. We weren't able to video the stoops being poured, so we're gonna get right to it, and we're gonna video. You guys are gonna see us pouring the patio. So this patio is 14 foot wide and about 31 foot long. The concrete we're using is a 4,000 PSI concrete with fiber. We have a time integral color from Brickform, and that was mixed in on site. So we try to do it at the plant, but sometimes you just can't get it there. So right now what I'm doing is I am finishing all this concrete to a predetermined chalk line. So we get that chalk line with laser elevations that we set all the way around here. This one is set at 2% grade away from the house. So how we do that is Trevor will hold the laser and I will take a Sharpie and go mark several locations around there on the house where we can't get a form or expansion joint. So we're getting it all leveled off here and making sure everything is exactly where we want it. And we choose to use a aluminum screed board instead of wood, or we've tried some power screeding stuff, and it's not as accurate, so we stopped doing it. We just choose to use a hand screed everything, and it just works better like that. You know it's perfect. It's right where you want it to go every single time, and there's a little bit of peace of mind you get that. It's harder work, but peace of mind it's pretty important. You'll also notice that when we are screeding this, we're screeding back and forth. So we're sharing the board over and over. So when I bring that screed board to my side, I'm cutting that concrete down where I can see strike marks so that I know I got it all the way down and we don't have low spots next to the house. So I'm starting to bull float here, which is extremely important when you're pouring concrete. You have to make sure and get that bull floated as you're pouring. Because if you don't do that, you're going to end up leaving holes in there. The holes are going to have air, which is going to help dry that concrete out even faster, especially on a day like today. This was a windy day. You can't tell it in the video, but it was probably 20 mile an hour wind, and we're up on a hill. It was not a fun day to pour, but in Kansas you don't get a choice on the weather. You just kind of got to pour when you can. And I'm bull floating again, and you can see here, you can watch Paige. She's actually running the chute and she's running the come along all at the same time, and just doing the whole job. You're gonna have to send us home pretty soon, I think. So Trevor took over for me, and this is one thing I really wanted to point out is you have to have people that are versatile on your crew. You really do. So, I was cutting in next to the house, and I've trained Trevor to cut in next to the house so that when we're really busy and we're really getting after it, we got to be able to have, everybody's got to know a little bit about everything so that we can work together. And on windy days like this, everybody's got to have at least a little bit of knowledge so that we can work together as a team, especially when there's only 3 of us. That makes things a little more difficult. All right, so here is a rattle stick that goes on a bull float. We don't use it all the time, but there's a couple dry spots here, and when you have dry spots, especially on a windy day, the rocks just don't want to go down. And that rattle stick really, really helps send those rocks down to the surface. And that's going to keep you from having rock pops. And especially when you're stamping. When you're stamping, you have different textures and lines and veins and everything that are in the concrete. And you have to be able to make sure those rocks are underneath there. And you get the concrete to like a plastic surface. So here I am putting in an 8-inch edge, which it's a joint, or I guess a border, which is a little bit narrower than I normally do. I normally do a 12, but this is what the customer requested. So I'm putting that in here, and this is just a rough cut. You know, you're kind of pushing through all the rocks and everything, but this just kind of gets us our baseline. And then Paige is making sure everything's finished next to the stoop there.
Hi, Trevor.
This sucks.
At least you look comfortable.
Yeah, no, not even fucking remotely.
As you can see, Trevor was having the time of his life right there. Okay, so we're into stamping. We're about halfway through stamping here. So, when you're doing a seamless texture, it's extremely important to flap those over like I just did there. It keeps you from having hard lines and being able to see where every single stamp was. You could kind of see it right now just because of the powder, because we use a powder release. But when you wash it off, as long as you don't have a bunch of hard lines, all of that pretty well goes away. It's kind of a magic trick when you wash it off, to be quite honest. So we want to make sure we get it all the way up next to the house. Really tucked in there. Trevor's actually going around the edge right now and detailing all the edges to make sure that everything has texture. Because if it doesn't have texture, tomorrow you're going to find out. And then right there, I found a little bit of a hard joint or a double line, and I corrected that. It's pretty easy to correct stuff when it's in a plastic state like this. You know, we got on it in time. It's a little windy, like I said, but it's still plenty workable. I've had a lot of my clients that have actually told me that they think that our college football team needs to come down and work out with me instead of going to the gym because it looks like it's a workout. I don't disagree, but you know, I really enjoy what I do, so you can kind of look past some of the struggles. So I don't have to come all the way to the edge because Trevor and Paige have already done all that. That's a huge plus. You can have a few people that are well versed and staying ahead of you. Oh my gosh, you can make things fly. So I think, yep, here comes Trevor. And you can see Trevor goes over here with this 2-foot mat, tamps everything in, and then you can see he actually turns his mat every single time. That just makes sure that you don't have the same rock vein showing in all places. So this is us power washing the next day. We didn't get a whole lot of video. This is kind of a boring process. However, this is the sealer we use. We use a Polyseal 650 brick form sealer, and it is, in my opinion, the best sealer that you can buy. It is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful sealer. It does a great job. And, you know, I just love using it. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. We're fairly new to YouTube, so we're only going to get better at our video process. Thank you guys for following along, and like I said, like and subscribe. Thank you.